Okay, folks, welcome back to the second episode of Ark Survival Evolved on the Prov 356 YouTube channel. As you can see, the sun is starting to set, so I can go ahead and teach you something about the darkness of Ark. It gets pretty dark at night, and so if you want to, you can make a torch. We've already made a torch, remember? That lights up the area around you. Or you can hit tab and you can type in gamma, and then there's gamma 2, gamma 3, gamma 4, gamma 5. We're just going to go gamma 3. We're going to put away our torch. That's giving us enough light to see. Also, what you can do is you can go to escape, you can go to options, you can go up here to this third button to the left. Down here in the bottom right hand corner, you can set the gamma to certain buttons. Mine are to the arrow keys to the right hand side of the keyboard. So that way whenever it gets dark, I can go gamma down, gamma up. We're going to head back over here and see if we've been able to spawn in a good first mount. Now, like I said, we're looking for moss chops, but if we don't find a moss chops, that's alright. This first spawn zone, here's these compies we had passed earlier. We're just gonna run right past them. They're not really a threat, even if you're level 1. That giant fish that was flopping around earlier appears to be dead over here on the shore. That's a good thing for us. We're gonna harvest its body. Now, this fish is part of the Ark Additions mod. It's one of the best mods out there. You know what? We're going to go ahead and apply that. These. I like to get my health up to about 1200. We're going to go ahead and harvest this guy. These guys are part of the Ark Additions mod. It's one of the best mods out there. These guys are very, very well done. They look just like the Ark creatures. I mean, this guy has done his work, and we're getting raw fish meat and raw prime fish meat. There's 2 different kinds of meat. Well, there's actually 4 different kinds of meat. It appears we broke our our pick. When you've broken your pick or your hatchet, you'll hear a sound, and it'll have an X over it, and you can no longer use it. If you have the resources in your inventory, and you just press the button again, it will repair it. If you do not have the resources, it won't do it. It won't repair it. It will make a sound. However, if you have a dinosaur nearby that has the resources in its inventory, you can repair it by highlighting it and then hitting this button up here at the top with a wrench, and it will repair it. It will pull the resources to repair it. Same thing if you have say a storage box with all of your equipment in it, which we need to do soon because we're going to run out of weight. And if you want to make, say, a sling shot, and you don't have the stuff to make it, but you have the stuff in a box nearby with the SS mod, the superstructures, you can highlight what you want to make. We'll go to crafting. Say we want to make another spear, and we don't have the resources. It's not highlighted. We can highlight it with the mouse. Go up here to this button, click it, and we can pull the resources. It'll automatically pull it to make it. Oh, look, the Lord has provided. We're gonna eat real quick. Our character is hungry. All that running around looking for a moss chops has made us hungry. Now, the reason you would want to spawn in this area is, well, first off, it's the first spawn point, but sometimes right over there, I'll take out my spear and point. At the tip of my spear, at the end of this waterway, Spinos can spawn there, and also Baryonyxes. They're both very good water mounts, and both of them can go on land. See, this drop is coming down from the sky, and you can see it. That's it right there. And when it gets to the ground, we'll be able to access it. The different levels of the drops is accessible according to your level. We can access the whites. We're level 34, so we can access the whites, the greens, the purples, and possibly, no, we can't access the blues because I think you got to be level 35 to access those. So we're just going to wait for this drop to come down, see if there's anything good in it. There may be. There may not be. It's always a gamble with the drops. You might have something in there that you want, that you need, and then there might be nothing in there. These guys, they're not aggressive. They will run from you. They don't like to be around the people of the game. They're really good late game. Early game, not so. It looks like we have a Fiona saddle. Now this weighs 20 pounds. So, you know, it's not worth taking. We will take it and probably just throw it on the ground. Because a Fiona is a pig. In particular, it is a pig that uses the restroom a lot. Which is good once you have a farm going. But we don't have a farm. So we're just going to drop it. You drop things by hitting O when they're highlighted. We're just going to drop that. Okay, so we're going to search this beach for moss chops and search the other beach. If we don't find one, we're just going to move along. These birds. Oh, these birds. You got to watch out for these birds. These birds will steal your lunch. They'll steal your lunch money. They're bullies. Watch out for these birds. They will run. They will fly straight at you, steal your stuff, and then fly away and drop it in the water. They're horrible. There's also some land creatures that do that. Ooh, I have not made a bola. You see, there's a device you can make that will tie up creatures so that way they can't chase you. We're going to make that right here. This is the mod version, the reusable. And we're going to make a bow and arrows, spoiler bins, small crop plot. Now, the sound you're hearing is dodos, but the sound that they're making, they're running from something. That means something is attacking them, like that Dilophosaurus up there. If you're in your inventory and you hear a sound like that, you want to get out of your inventory and check, because if they're getting attacked, that means you might get attacked. So, it's important to pay attention to the sounds of the game. So we're just going to go up here and finish what we was doing in our inventory, because I don't want to be attacked while I'm looking in my inventory. Okay, what was we doing? We was using our Ingram points to purchase more stuff to upgrade. Okay, so we can get this regular bola, but you make it, you use it, and it's gone. So we're using this reusable bola, which is part of a mod. And normally I do not choose which saddle I'm going to use my Ingram points on until I know what creature I'm going to tame. I'm not going to waste my Ingram points on wood structures. We're just going to go straight to stone. And then we'll use wood as our accent pieces on our base. Because the way this game works, things cannot damage stone, but it can damage wood. We're going to learn the hide clothes. So it gives a slight bit more protection than the cloth clothes, although it can make you overheat, so we have to be careful about that. A large storage box, we're going to need that. We're definitely going to need storage boxes. We're going to need pipes, because we're going to get thirsty, and we're going to want to get something to drink when we're in our base. Now you see that there's different variations. There's this stone irrigation pipe intake, but then there's the SS stone pipe intake. If you can, you want to learn the SS versions. They have no Ingram cost, but you do have to learn the regular version before you can learn the SS version. The SS version is the mod version, the superstructures version. And I prefer to use those building things simply because they play nice. It's easier to snap things. Now we have moved on to metal tools. We want these metal tools because, well, they gather more materials. And if there's one thing I'm about, it's about gathering as many resources as you can as quickly as possible. So that way you can, do what you need to do. And we've actually already unlocked the trank arrows, which is an amazing thing. That means we can knock something out and make it be our friend without having to use. And we've unlocked parachutes. This is a good thing also. We can knock something out, and feed it some food without having to resort to a slingshot. Crossbow, wow. Pike, this is good stuff. Grappling hook. And we've started unlocking some of the dino structures. I mean, some of the stone structures. These are good. These are good. But you know what? We're just gonna stop that right now, and we're gonna go wander around some more. Hopefully, find us some moss chops or something else. We're not gonna waste too much time. If we don't find the moss chops here in the few moments, we're gonna try to tame this parasaur right here. It would be a good first tame. If we don't find the moss chops. Level 48 female parasaur. There's a moss chops. What do you want? It's a female. And it's level 100. Now, a passive tame says put Tinto berries in last item slot. Oh, yes. Here it is, folks. The Lord has blessed us. Tinto berries. Tinto berries are these red ones, and you're just going to drag them and drop them on your last slot on your hotbar. Then you're going to go up behind her and just feed them to her. And she's your friend just like that. Now, my taming rates are high. So, when I feed something one time, it's usually my friend. See, she gathers all this stuff. Look on the left-hand side, and you'll see all the stuff you gather. This is it, whether you're gathering with a hatchet or a pick or an axe. Whether you're gathering with a chainsaw later on. Whether your creature's gathering things. And the moss chop gathers fiber. It gathers wood. It gathers berries. It gathers thatch. This is why I love the moss chop as the first tame, because these guys gather almost everything. They even gather meat from creatures that you've killed. They're not very fast. They're not very, in fact, if you're not on them, they will not attack a creature. But, as you can see, she is gathering all kinds of stuff for us. The Lord has blessed us, and you know what? We didn't even name her. So let's do that now. Options, name, options, change name, and we're going to call her Sally. I can't sing the song on YouTube, you know, but there's a song about Ride and Sally, so she's our first tame. Her name is Sally, so we're going to ride Sally. We're going to go across the river. We are set up really good now, folks. We can begin to gather all the stuff we need for, you know what? We may even be able to knock out the base. Not the entire base, but at least the beginnings of the base. And I don't see a better spot right now than right there beside that tree. Up on that cliff. You see, you can build with the water. And you can have the water on your side and then build 3 walls and protect yourself that way. Or you can build up on a cliff, or you can be brave and build in the middle of nowhere and then try to build 4 walls around your base so nothing will come and attack you. Because something will eventually. Something will. Doesn't matter where you build, eventually something will come stomping along and try to attack you. That's why I like to build on cliffs and by the waterways. So that way I don't have to build as many walls. But this tree up here, this tree is pretty. And I think if we build a house right there by that tree, that it will look nice. We'll have that tree as shade. We'll have the cliff at our back so nothing will come that direction. And Sally here, she will be by our side. What do you think, folks? You think this would be a good place for a first base? Look out every morning, you wake up and see that. Now you see it says Sally's name, level 149, following Prov 356. You can control your animal with whistles. If you hold down the J key, it brings up the whistle wheel. And you can, I'm sorry, if you hold down the T key, I misspoke. I misspoke. You can whistle all these things, and they can follow you with J. That's follow. But you got to be careful with that, because that's also tells all your creatures to follow you. So if you have all your creatures nice in line, and you know what, we have an intruder in our base area, and if we don't go take care of this guy, he's going to come over and try to take care of us. We have a Carno stomping around in our base area. Now, I don't know if Sally can handle this, but we have no choice, because he's in our area. Carnos can be dangerous, and it's too late. He's seen us. So, the fight is on. Sally, please don't die, girl. Please don't die, Sally. Oh, he was much lower level, but Sally's bleeding. Poor Sally. She did it, though. Good Sally. Good Sally. All these rocks, we're going to be able to harvest them. They're going to be the materials we need to make our base. Now, my son has asked me that my first real tame is going to be a frog. So, after we get the base started, we're going to venture out and find a frog. Because that's what my son wanted my first tame to be on this YouTube series. And I like to do things that please him. I like to do things that please my wife. But most importantly, I like to do things that please the Lord. And so, I think we've done a lot on this episode. We've tamed a Sally. Moss Chops. She's a mean-looking creature, isn't she? How would you like to see that when you walked in your door? And she's a dark color. Normally they're very bright colored, but she's a dark colored one. She's like Abraham's wife. Says she's dark. She was dark colored, but also she's going to be our first tame. Well, we tamed that Dilophosaur, but that was only to show you guys how to tame the normal way. This was a passive tame. And I was lucky. The Lord blessed me that she wanted tinto berries and not rare flowers or rare mushrooms or prime fish meat. Or she is by far the best thing that's happened to us on this map. You can hit U. This tells everything to stop following you. This is important if you have things following you. So we're going to try to get metal tools, and then we'll call it an episode. So to get metal tools, we're going to need a forge, which I think we may have everything we need to make that. So we're going to go to crafting. In our inventory, you see these two different tabs. We're going to go to crafting. We're going to go to crafting here. We haven't learned the forge. So we're going to go over to Ingram's, and we're going to scroll down to the forge. We can't make metal without the forge. Let's scroll down. We're going to need that bug repellent later. Forge. Here we go, right there, the refining forge. Okay. Now I have a setting on my single player that lets me build on the ground with some superstructures. So we're just going to place this guy directly on the ground and put some wood in it. We're going to put wood in it, and then these metals. You get 2 metal ingots for every metal that you burn. So, I said that backwards. I'm sorry. You got to burn 2 of these metal, and you get 1 metal ingot. So we're just going to light the fire. It's going to burn. Normally it don't go that fast, but I have my rates high. We're going to go to crafting. See, what we need now is we need wood. We're going to take that wood back, craft the smithy. We got to make the metal tools in the smithy. Okay, do we have what we need for it now? Now we need metal ingots, of course. So we need metal ingots to craft the smithy. Okay, here's our smithy. Like I said, I've changed the settings on mine. Normally you have to put these structures on a foundation. If that was the case, then we'd go to crafting, we would go to stone, and oh yeah, we'd have to learn a foundation first, which we'd have to go to Ingram's, go to foundations. We could type it in up here, foundations, and you'd have to place these structures on foundations. But like I said, I have the settings enabled so that way I don't have to do that. We're just going to tell Sally to follow us, so that way if something attacks us, we can hop on her and have them eat. We'll let Sally do the protecting. Now, Moss Chops will not attack if you're not on its back. That's why we're going to have her follow, and then if something attacks us, we'll hop on her back and fight. I wasn't certain she could take on that Carno, but we didn't much have a choice. It was in our area. So we had to fight. Come on, Sally. We've got enough metal now for our metal tools. I'm going to put this metal in there. It's going to smelt up. And then we're going to have enough metal for our metal tools. And then we're going to call it an episode. So we're going to put the wood in there because we're going to need that for the metal tools. We're going to need thatch. We're going to need hide and fiber for the metal tools. Weapons. Primitive. Maybe I did that wrong. Melee. There we go. Metal tools. We are moving up in the world, folks. We now have the metal tools. Episode 2, and we have the metal tools. So, we're going to let Sally hold on to those stone ones. There you go, Sally girl. Alright, you can stop following us. Actually, you know what? Follow us for a little bit. Come on. We're going to get a little bit more metal and some stone. So that way, at the beginning of the next episode, we can lay the foundation for our house. And I might do some grinding off camera. So that way, you guys don't have to watch me smack a rock for an hour to get enough stone for the foundations. But this is how you get resources. Now, later on, we'll get dinos to do this for us. And we'll get a lot more. You get some resources if you do it with a stone pick and a stone hatchet. You get more resources if you do it with metal. But if you use the correct dinosaurs, you get a lot of resources. Eventually we'll get to the point that we won't need to go out on resource runs at all. And it'll just be adventuring. So once we get our base built, just the starting point of it. Once we get the starting point of our base built and a little protection pin for Sally, then we're going to go out and find a frog. So that way I can keep my word to my son. I told him our first real tame would be a frog. And so I'm going to keep my word. We're going to find a good frog. Not some low level thing. We're going to find a good frog. Now in my playthrough, because I'm playing on max difficulty, the max level is a 150. Look at this pink Dilophosaur. How about that? Hello, pink Dilophosaur. Oh my. Sally, help me. There's 2 of them now. They're multiplying. Let's go take care of this pink one. Because as sure as rain is wet, I'm going to go to build my foundation, and this guy's going to come up and try to bite me. That's not going to be pleasant. Alright, folks. I think we've reached the end of another episode. We're just going to head back to base. And we're going to call it. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for all your support. We look forward to your next adventure. Like I said, next time we're gonna lay the beginnings of the foundation, and then we're gonna go out and we're gonna try to tame a frog. I don't know how successful we'll be, but who knows? We might just be successful. The Lord will bless us. If the Lord will bless us, we'll be successful. So, till next time, this is Prov 356 signing off.